Getting ridiculed on live TV, Trump throws Chuck Todd through the fake news spin cycle by US4Trump.com. On Sunday, Chuck Todd sat down with White House Legislative Affairs Director Mark Scott to discuss various issues, including North Korea's recent decision to denuclearize and have a meeting about it with President Trump. During the interview, Todd insinuated that President Trump is giving up so much with North Korea deciding to disarm their nuclear weapons, citing a statement made by former White House Press Secretary Ari Fleischer. And after seeing this ridiculous notion on TV, President Trump had the perfect response for Todd. Director Mark Short held his own throughout the interview, and when responding to Todd's statement that Trump is pretty much giving North Korea a huge gift with the meeting, Short said the U.S. is gaining an agreement to stop testing, which is something North Korea has not done before. Short said the U.S. is going to use cautious optimism in their approach with North Korea, and President Trump is fully prepared to walk away from the table if the deal is not to his liking. After seeing the interview, President Trump had the perfect response for Chuck Todd. In regards to Chuck Todd saying the U.S. is not gaining anything in a meeting with Kim Jong-un, Trump said, "Sleepy eyes." Chuck Todd of Fake News NBC just stated that we have given up so much in our negotiations with North Korea, and they have given up nothing. Wow, we haven't given up anything. And they have agreed to denuclearization, so great for world, absolutely. Site closure and no more testing. We are a long way from conclusion on North Korea. Maybe things will work out and maybe they won't. Only time will tell, but the work I am doing now should have been done a long time ago. Very well stated there. Only months ago, the fake news media was paranoid that Trump was about to start a nuclear war between North Korea and the United States, and possibly even World War III. But now that there appears to be a clear path for Trump to bring about peace with North Korea, fake news sources and pundits, including Chuck Todd, are finding anything they can to put a negative spin on it, and Trump perfectly countered by throwing Todd through his very own fake news spin cycle. Boom. How do you feel about Trump's handling of North Korea? I think he's doing a fantastic job where others could not do. Let's just take a quick listen.
But perhaps that's fair. Let me move to North Korea. And he's been tweeting about it this morning about it. But I want to put up something that Ari Fleischer, a veteran of the Bush administration, who sort of has some scar tissue on North Korea. And he writes this: "Call me a cynic, but based on history, 1, they'll suspend today and begin again tomorrow. 2, they have alternative ways, sites to carry out their mission. And 3, they're lying now or will lie tomorrow. This is how NK behaves. Remember the agreed framework." What has the United States gotten from North Korea? He's done temporary everything, but he's not made a pledge on denuclearization this last time. He hasn't released these hostages yet. We've given him the meeting. That in itself is a huge give. What have we got in return?
I would tell you that what one is the agreement to stop.
No, it's a huge gift for the world to stop the testing. Come on now. Give it a rest.
Testing, which is something North Korea has not done before. We also, though,
That's
have
right.
cautious op-
That's right. North Korea has never stopped testing before, right?
Listen, Chuck, we are cautious. You've heard the president say many times, we're going to keep up maximum pressure. We're not going to stop that until they denuclearize. So as far as having the meeting, he's also said I can walk away from the table. But Chuck, it's all the more important reason as to why we need to get a Secretary of State confirmed sooner rather than later, because these are important issues pressing for the American people.
But if, I guess, denuclearization, what does that mean to the president, and what do you think that means to the North Koreans? Do you think you guys agree on what that word even means?
I think there has to have a sit-down conversation to get to that point, but I think that from our perspective, it means full denuclearization, no longer having nuclear weapons that can be used in warfare against any of our allies.
All right, another topic here. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell was asked by this idea that I know that you guys are working with House Republicans on, a rescission bill, which in non-Washington speaks means simply pulling back some of the spending that you guys agreed to in that bill that I know the president wasn't happy with. Here's what Mitch McConnell said about it.
You can't make an agreement one month and say, okay, we really didn't mean it, and come back the next month and say, oh, we really didn't mean our agreement.
You were in the room.
Yeah.
You agreed to these negotiations. What does this say? I mean, are you guys? Why should Democrats ever negotiate with you again?
Sure, I think there's several things. One,
Why should Democrats negotiate? Why should Republicans negotiate with the Democrats? That's what I say.
we would ask the Senate to have patience and look at the package that gets sent up. Did you know that between President Ford and President Clinton, there were over 1,200 rescissions submitted to Congress? The last two presidents have chosen not to utilize that.
Okay, but why do this if Mitch McConnell says you don't want to do it? You're just going to divide the
Because
party.
he hasn't seen the package. In many cases, what I think you'll see us putting forward are dollars that have been left over in the program for years that are not being utilized. But second, we did have negotiations, and we did have a top-line agreement about what we should spend on military and how we should get the first funding to build the wall in over 10 years, the first actual appropriations. But nobody saw the text, Chuck. The president said that. Nobody saw the text of the bill within 24 hours because the process in Congress is broken. The last time Congress finished an appropriations process on time was 22 years ago in 1996. So then they dump an appropriations bill that says, okay, you can either keep government open or shut it down. Here's your chance to fund the military and do what you want on the border, or you can shut down government. So it's a Hobsonian choice that the president has to face. If Congress would do its job and actually get appropriations bill on time, then there probably wouldn't be rescissions packages.
Very quickly, Scott Pruitt still have the confidence of the president? I ask because now there's news that indeed the person he was renting a room from, a lobbyist he was renting a room from, did have something before the EPA, did have an official meeting with him. That's not very drain the swampy.
That's fair, but Scott Pruitt's doing a phenomenal job, and the president's happy with him. And
Full confidence.
Yes.
What would it take for him to lose confidence?
Chuck, that's hypothetical. I don't know. Right now, Scott Pruitt's doing a great job at EPA, and we're excited to have him there.
All right, Mark Short.
What EPA? They're spraying like crazy. I'd like to know where it comes from. That's basically it. Well, let's see what happens. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.